It's paid out. Run it again.
If a driver hits a pedestrian, are they liable? The answer is not so simple. I'm a lawyer and I'll be reacting to the car accident shakedown scene from the hilarious show Better Call Saul.
The number is 94560054.
Driving while holding a cell phone and a credit card may be negligence. Negligence means carelessness. And if you're negligent, it's more likely to bother the jury in a personal injury case against you. They're more likely to get angry and award more money for pain and suffering. If you're in a car accident and you sue, you or your lawyer can subpoena, which is request that the cell phone company send you the records of whoever was on the cell phone at the time of the accident. These records are going to show, 1, the length of the call, and 2, who you were on the phone with, and this can be very damaging evidence in court. The same is true with text messages. The cell phone company is going to have to turn these text messages over, and we just saw this happen actually with cell phones in the case of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. If you're in a car accident, you or your attorney can subpoena any video surveillance that was near the accident scene. So you or your lawyer or an investigator who you hire can go and meet with some of the people who lived in the area or businesses and see if they have video surveillance of the accident. All I want is a simple witness statement.
It's paid out. Run it again.
Here, the skateboarder enters the road from the curve, which makes it tougher for Saul, the driver, to see him. A pedestrian has a tougher case if they get hit closer to the curb near the passenger side of the car, because the driver will argue that they didn't have much time to see them. Whereas if the pedestrian gets hit closer to the driver's side, the pedestrian can argue that they took a few more steps and the driver should have seen them and stopped. This can make the pedestrian's case more valuable if they get hit closer to the driver's side of the vehicle if they're coming off of a curve. It could get worse for the skateboarder. In some states, you can't even recover 1 penny if you're 1% or more at fault for causing an accident. In other states in the US, you can recover compensation even if you're 51% or more responsible for the crash, but in these other states, you can only recover the percentage of the driver's fault. So if the driver's 70% at fault for not paying attention, the pedestrian can only recover 70%.
Again.
The cracks on the windshield help the pedestrian or the skateboarder's case here because it shows that an impact occurred. Particularly in cases where your injuries aren't visible, the insurance company for the driver will argue that the crash did not cause your injury. Even if a driver admits fault in an accident, their insurance company will still say that even though their driver's liable, their accident did not cause your injuries. Insurance companies spend millions of dollars hiring experts who examine you and say that your injuries are not related to the accident. If you're lying on the ground after an accident, it can help your case because it shows that you could be seriously injured.
What did you do to my brother? What did you look where you're going?
I was making a turn. He came out of nowhere.
Saul's correct. The skateboarder did come out of nowhere. Saul had very little time to see the skateboarder, and this hurts the skateboarder's case.
It's broke. It's my leg. Broke his leg.
He's wrong. You need an x-ray to determine whether a leg is broken unless the bone breaks through the skin.
Somebody call the cops.
Don't call the police.
You should call the police. The police officer will prepare an accident report, and the driver's more likely to tell the officer the truth if the officer comes to the scene. People later sometimes change their stories.
Don't call the police. Don't call the police. Don't.
The police may also get the names, contact number, and statements of witnesses, and insurance companies can put a lot of weight on witness statements in the accident report. Witnesses can make or break a car accident case.
What can I do to make it right?
I don't know. $500.
If he really had a broken leg, his case would be worth a lot more than $500. Any broken bone in a personal injury case is worth way more than $500, and I'm just talking about the pain and suffering portion of the case. There's also your medical bills and lost wages. And the full value of pain and suffering for a broken leg or a broken arm is worth $25,000 or more. That's even without surgery. And if you have surgery to a broken leg or arm, the full value of the pain and suffering component is $100,000 or more. Again, we're not factoring in fault, which can reduce the value of a case. Also, all insurance companies subscribe to a database which shows them all of your past claims, so you can't hide your past claims from them. So when you make an insurance claim and the adjuster asks you for your date of birth, they're not asking so that they can wish you a happy birthday. They're asking you so they can run your past claims history to see if you've had that same injury in the past or another similar claim in the past.
Furthermore, does a steaming pile of crap scream payday to you, huh?
Saul's correct. Most drivers who drive a very old car are unlikely to have any bodily injury liability insurance, or they're likely to have the state minimum limits. And in a state like Florida, most drivers aren't even required to have 1 penny or more of bodily injury liability insurance. Also, about 12% of drivers in the United States are uninsured. So if you're hit by an uninsured driver, let's hope that you have uninsured motorist insurance on your personal vehicle. Yes, your uninsured motorist insurance on your personal vehicle covers you if someone else is at fault, even if you are a pedestrian or on a skateboard. There are several common mistakes that you can make after a car accident that can cost you thousands of dollars. Insurance companies are waiting for you to make these mistakes. To learn what these mistakes are, watch this video here or click on the link in the description below. And if you're seriously injured in the state of Florida or on a cruise and someone else is at fault, click the link in the description below to see if I can represent you. Wow, this cake is good. Mm-hmm.